Hey, what's up guys? I accidentally started the stream too early. I was still setting up sound settings, but here we are. Let's just get started. I don't hear the sound in my speakers now. There we go. Alright, let's look at the volume levels. It looks like my voice audio is appropriately louder than the desktop. I didn't even have my hair fixed up or nothing. What's up, Maxie? Welcome to the chat. You are indeed first. What's up, Cool Adrian? 999, Flesh Grinder, Shark Plays. Good to see y'all here. Welcome, Phantom Edits. Good to see ya. How's the audio balance here? It feels pretty loud in my headphones, but I see that what is actually being outputted to you sounds fine based on the levels that I see in Streamlabs. Welcome, Plusher. Welcome, Heiko. Shark Plays, why are you in pain? Sorry to hear that. Let's fix up the camera a little bit too. I didn't mean to actually start the stream, so I wasn't like set up properly. Try to get rid of kind of the dirtiness in the background. There we go. Welcome, Chaos Element. Welcome, Sparkle 404. Today's gonna be another low energy day. We're just gonna chill out. I've actually gotten my tablet working kind of consistently by unplugging it anytime I'm not using it, and then plugging it back in when I'm ready. It lasts a couple hours and just seems to, knock on wood, it seems to just kind of work okay for that amount of time. I still kind of have a tablet to work on. Thank you, Pichu Sonic. I gotta turn this music down just a little, because it's too loud in my ears. But now that it's lower for you, I'll turn that up for y'all. Let's see. Oh, great! Sparkle Wolf trips bits of a rice safe when you get chance. Oh, yes, I forgot that I was going to send you that. Yeah, I'll work on that today. Apologies. Yeah, I started very late. I was at a 4-year-old's birthday party, so we were playing with Hot Wheels and hitting each other with balloons. So I'm going to be a little tired. That's why I got this energy drink. I must never drink energy drinks. I need it today. What was a better Sonic modal? Modal. Mobile? I'm not sure what the typo is there, but I was best Sonic game, SA1 or SA2? I like SA1 more for the nostalgia of it and chaos, but SA2, you got the introduction of Shadow, Rouge, a lot of cool characters, and I like the Chow system in 2. So I think I'd have to lean towards 2 if I were to pick between the two. Thank you, Pichu Sonic. Yeah, I wish more people could be seeing that. It's got less than 1,000 views. I mean, from a certain perspective, 1,000 views is good, but when I'm trying to look at the metrics of the channel, I put so much work into that, so much work, and it's just not really being shown to people. YouTube is telling me that it's not good. It'll tell you like what's good and bad about things. It'll say people are clicking on the thumbnail but not watching a lot, and it says maybe you should think about if your thumbnail, represents, because people are liking the thumbnail and the title but then not sticking around. But the average view length is to watch the entirety of the stop motion part. It's like more than 1.5 minutes is the average view time. It's just that that's a lower average view time than the rest of my channel, so YouTube seems to be penalizing me for that. So that's interesting. It should know, like, hey, people are watching the content of it. People are kind of probably clicking away after the animation's done. And, I do like the Patreon stuff, but like, the Patreon stuff is for y'all to watch as appreciation for you, the average viewer. Yeah, they're just watching the stop motion part, and that's great. And YouTube doesn't seem to be recognizing that the average view time is the content. It's just it's a shorter video than my others, and so it's weird that it penalizes for me like that. It's the wording on YouTube kind of implies that I made a thumbnail that doesn't represent the video, but it just said stop motion on it. So I hope that it gets more traction. Thank you very much for the compliments on the stop motion. Oh, Shark Plays is also a compliment. Yeah, thank you. Will I make another? Yeah, I mean, it took so much work. If the work pays off, then I'll do more. I regardless of how this video is not being shown to people, I probably will do a stop motion of the Amy end credit scene when I make the Metal Sonic from this toy. So I'm probably at least going to do that. But yeah, I don't think it's that people aren't watching it. People are watching it when they're being shown. It's just YouTube is penalizing me because they're only watching the amount of what it is. It's a short video. That's just what it is. Oh, which model? See, that's the thing, guys. I couldn't tell you. If I looked at the two models, well, maybe I could based on the quality of them. I couldn't tell you which one was from which. I don't know how you guys see that detail. I'm not a detail-oriented guy. I see, you know, like E. Scrubby doing well and Tito doing well with like this version of Sonic, this version of Shadow. I can't hardly tell the difference between them. And that's something that I've seen a lot over the past year that I've been doing this, is that I am just not that kind of detail-oriented. If I have a toy that's Sonic, yeah, that's my Sonic toy, you know? So I wouldn't be able to tell you which one I like better from SA1 and SA2. Maybe if I saw them next to each other, sure. Yeah, hopefully Pichu Sonic. My plan today is work on stuff on the tablet until the tablet fails, and then we'll switch to working on Metal Overlord. Welcome, YBZ. Welcome, fandom. Good to see y'all. Cool Adrian says, hey, I want to ask you to do commissions. Unfortunately, I do not. I'm sorry. To do a commission would just take up way too much time just for one thing. You know, the price would balloon to hundreds of dollars if I did just actual commissions, unfortunately. And nobody should be paying. Well, I shouldn't say that. If somebody has them, you know, yeah, good on them to have that money to be able to do that. But yeah, so I don't do commissions because there would just be no way to do it for any reasonable price. Thank you, fandom. Yeah, I really would like to do more stop motion if it worked for the channel. When will I start the movie Metal? When I'm inspired. I'm not inspired to do it right now. I know it'll do really well as a video though. That's the thing. So it's 2-1. You got a Saturn? Really? The 3D printer? Because so did I. I just set it up last night. In fact, I have something to show y'all. I have Keikos. Small one. Oh, Sega Saturn. Yeah, I just got a new printer called the Saturn, Elegoo Saturn 4K Ultra, no, Elegoo Saturn 4 Ultra 16K. Stupidly long name. But what that means is it's a smaller build plate. It's a very good printer with a smaller build plate, so I can feel free to do other materials. I can't do that on my big one. I can do clear blue now. This is my first test print, so I just did a small one. This isn't actually Keikos. I said it was Keikos, but he doesn't have his butt. He has his tail instead of a butt. Yeah, this is my first test print of it. There's ways to, I guess, make it more transparent. I think you put like some kind of gloss sealant on it, and it helps it look better. I don't know how. Oh, I think I do know how. I think the gloss will fill in all of. I mean, it's pretty smooth on the surface, but maybe the idea is, you know, because as you sand something down, it'll become glossier. The supports on it look bad, though. Yeah. Well, it's not focusing on it, but I don't really even want to show how bad the supports are. I'm going to try it with thinner supports. These were pretty tough to get off. And I also just printed a bunch of windshields for, let's see, can I show the screen? Right screen is set to the wrong screen. Put it to the right one. Done. And I'll do 3D modeling. Turn on right screen. There we go. So I made this piece. It's not really. It's still in the washing machine right now, so I can't show it. But it's a little windshield. I printed it in blue transparent, the same color as this. Yeah, this is D&D mini size. Yeah, maybe I could sell these two. I was thinking of just selling this one prototype in the custom orders. Now that I've opened the Etsy shop and we ran the sales for Etsy, custom orders will be opening up imminently, so be ready for that. Patreon members at the shadow level will be notified first. Oh, so I guess I shouldn't say that, because if enough Patreon members do that, I've maybe filled up my custom orders anyway. But we'll see. Maybe I'll try to at least do, like, if Patreon happened to take all the custom order slots right away, maybe I'll specifically save one more slot at least, just for general Discord. Oh yeah, Pichu asked Cyclone model. Yeah, so here's the Cyclone and all the parts. Like, this is the part that just still isn't working for the project, just trying to get these joints to work nicely. So one of the things I really want to do is I want to do a tier list video of all my figures. How many slots? I don't know, because the tough part about that is if somebody orders 10 custom orders, then that's going to be so much time. I'm like, oh shoot, well now I can't have that many slots. But I also don't want to limit it. So I think I'm going to open up at least 3 slots. This is my first one. I don't want to overdo it. Do 5 maybe? Yeah, Choppus. Yeah, so, I mean, but like, what if the 5 people who get it ask for 10 orders each? Which they won't, but I know there was one person in the chat the other day talking about having ordered 10. Yeah, and then there's some of you, I'm not going to name names, but some of you, we've already talked about things that I kind of made specifically for you, which you're going to just get those anyway, like, so you don't need to worry about getting in, because those were deals I made. For some of you, I made deals, like, what, 3 months ago? I'm sorry I'm so behind on things. Well, I don't want to limit one per person, because I want to combine on shipping. I hate the idea of people paying a ton for shipping. And so I want to try to make that. And the custom orders are already going to be more expensive than on Etsy, because, you know, I'm making them to order. And so if you're already paying a bunch, I don't want to make you, like, do one custom order and then you have to wait till your next custom order. But yeah, maybe 2 to 3 order limit. What, Choppus, what are you saying? What about? Oh, you're probably saying it to Pichu Sonic. But Pichu Sonic is right. I do not like my Fang figure. This is one of the first customs I did. I actually did it as a commission. I did a 2.5 inch as a commission. You know, this, I'll go over this in the video. But the white on it is really bad. The hands, I've never really got it good enough to do rotations on them yet. This is super fragile. There's all kinds of things I don't like about my Fang figure. What I do like about it, though, is that the hat is removable. And I actually, like, cut out the shape of it nicely. So it kind of snaps very satisfyingly onto his head. I can maybe sell kits of this as custom orders, too. As long as, like, some of these custom orders, they're going to have caveats, because it's like some of my older stuff I just wasn't as good yet. Oh, what happened to the Marvelous Queen? I think it's somewhere further back in this room. What was I gonna say? Oh, but what I was saying was I want to finish up my Cyclone maybe this weekend, just because I want to get out a video where I do a tier list of all my customs. Yes, YBZ, I have progress on Rouge. Here's her head with her body. The body still needs another print to get the arms right. I'm having so many problems getting the arms to be just the right tightness. Like, it's a little loose right now. Yeah, you can see that. Problem is, this resin is wearing down over time, even with these joints. Like, I feel like these were tighter before. And yeah, and so here's with the wings. Yeah, this should be a really cool custom. I think people will be interested in this. I might even make this available in the upcoming custom orders, because I think I am close enough to done with it that it's gonna work out. Yeah, I think this will really look really slick painted. And then I am doing the articulated feet. It still needs some work. They're not. These need more test prints, but yeah. So you'll be able to give her kind of that, you know, her like crossed legs pose that she does. That should be nice and articulated. So I think in the upcoming custom orders, which may happen as soon as this weekend, so be ready, Discord people. And if you're not on the Discord, Discord is where you'll get notified of that. One thing I noticed is somebody recently posted a really good looking custom that they made of Rouge. I realized the reference, I guess it has more of like a bump going around the back. So I'm probably going to need to update that because I thought it was just two spheres. I didn't have good reference at the back when I made this. Oh yeah, Sparkle Wolf. The one that I did on Trip in that video, you see I did it really easily. That's like the only one I ever got it to work easily. That's right, YBZ. I don't post to the subreddit anymore, but I lurk. I've seen it on there. Yes, Wish the Geek. One of the things that I want to do is make everything based on the Walmart Sonics. I think Tito and or eScrubby do this for a lot of figures. Is just so you can have a really easy to find base for it. For instance, the Mephiles I'm making, I think I'm going to make it work for both a Sonic body and an upgrade to an existing Mephiles body. That's my plan. So that's a good question. So I was going to make a custom order, like make this one guy, this one test that I did available as a custom order. But I wonder, would people be interested in just like a small cheap version where I just make a bunch of little one of these? And guys, I think I'm going to commit to it now. I'm going to make a perfect chaos, like about this big. Kind of want to do that today. I don't want to start a new project though. How about this? How about I work really hard to finish something today? Like Mephiles. I'll work really hard to finish Mephiles, and then as a reward for doing that, I'll work on Perfect Chaos. Because I want to, before I switch in my Saturn to go back to gray, I want to do as much blue printing as I can for things. What are other things that I could do with blue? I'm trying to think. Alright, the glove's coming on. Let's just try to really knock things out. This was the Chaos model. If y'all remember the butt that I made on Chaos. Oh yeah, I was gonna make this hollow. I forgot about that. And before we start that, let me start off a print real quick. So here's the windshields. I just made a bunch of windshields. I don't know if I'll sell 10 of these. I just didn't want to do more prints with these. So I was like, I just print 10 windshields so that if I do sell the Cyclones, then these can come with it. And I'll just have at least 10. And so those are already printed. They came out great. They look really nice and clear. But these have much thinner supports than this one. So this one, it was really hard to take off the supports, and I was wondering if it was just the material. But I made the supports way smaller, and it was easier to take off. Yes, Pichu Sonic, and the bed of the Saturn is actually smaller than I thought. It's about this big. So I think I am going to have to split it up no matter what, which means I think I am going to add limited articulation. I think I will make the head a separate piece that can rotate like this, and then the arms can just be like this. Because if I have to make them multiple pieces anyway now, I think that's just... It's not going to look good. It's like, if you look at this, it's all one solid piece. You can like look into it, and it's really cool. But to do it at the right, like 6 inches tall, it's not going to fit on my printer. Great idea, Choppus. Yeah, the stretchy arms. Where's my guy? Where's my Chaos? He's not on my Sonic Adventure shelf. There's so many Patreon supporters now that a lot of my figures are missing. They're over where I filmed it, so everything looks a little empty here because everybody, all the Patreon members, they choose a figure to hold their plaque. And so I'm missing... Oh, here's Chaos. He was on my batting shelf. Yeah, so I don't have many options as far as the color of it goes, and these are definitely two different colors. One is more teal. Oh, these look cool next to each other, though. I can't wait to have the Chaos this tall. Chaos 2. But I wonder, is it easy to take these joints off? Yeah, if you could just take off its arm and then it has the stretchy arm, that'd be way cool. Oh yeah, puddle for Chaos. Oh, where he's coming! Oh my gosh, you guys! Can you start a thread in the ideas channel on Discord and just say all those things you said there, so I don't forget? Like the puddle for Chaos, Chaos coming out of the puddle, stretched arm. I don't care who does it, and you guys can put the credit of whose idea it was in there. But just make one thread. Too many ideas. All right, let's start off this print. I'm gonna save this real quick. Windshields. And I think my brother's gonna help us start fulfilling orders too. I'm gonna buy him a Saturn. I just taught him how to set it up yesterday. And so maybe we'll be able to help get more stuff out with his help. Maxie, the one I actually want to do most is Chaos 4. The fishy one. Did I save that? Yeah, so let's delete all these now. And let's bring in Chaos again. Where is it? Chaos 2. Oh, actually, I have the file open. What? Project files. Alright, so here's the supports, and they were just too tight. And for some reason, the model came out displaying with all these holes, but it printed fine, as you can see. I just like how this looks on the camera, because the light is kind of coming through it. I just want to keep showing it to you guys. That's right, Maxie. This one also has these balls here. Yeah, this... I used the recommended support settings for this material, and I don't think that recommendation was good. Yeah, hopefully the Walmart one is the one that works for you. Unfortunately, I'll have to take a look at the video to try to see what version I used. Alright, so this is the support that I used for those windshields. So let's see how much smaller that is. Yeah, see, look how much smaller that is. Hopefully it still prints well. The windshield's printed well with this amount of support. So I am going to go ahead and print this. And what's great about this, I don't need to put it on a flash drive. I don't need to take it out, put it in here like my others. All I have to do is... I forget where it is. There we go. Slice it. And network sending. Welcome back, Peachy Sonic. That's a bummer your internet went down. Welcome, Crescent Blue Zero. Good to see you. Good afternoon. This is taking its sweet time. Come on. I want to get to sculpting, but I need to set this print off. I love... See, one of the things people don't understand about why I don't have a lot of sales, well, beyond the dealing with resin and I don't like doing it, is one, my Galaxy printer is super unreliable. It has a big bed, it works great when it does work, it just takes so much work to maintain. But on top of that, it takes a long time to print. I've been printing Amy's for an upcoming sale. So by the way, Movie Amy is going to be both for the custom orders that's coming up, but for people who are willing to wait a bit longer, there will be an Etsy sale coming up for that. Probably later, like at least a couple weeks. Thank you for that, by the way, Fandom. And then I'm printing 2 of those at a time. It takes 12 hours, so it's like, or more than 12 hours, because the difference between this printer is it's a laser that goes across, whereas this is an LCD screen. And the LCD screen does a whole layer at once. And then it doesn't matter how much is on the plate. All that matters is how tall it is. And so this type, even though it's a smaller build plate, it should be a lot faster to make things. Unfortunately, this is not working. I don't want you guys to be watching me troubleshoot. Box manager will end that. Then we'll do network sending again. There we go. It says it's offline, but it is not. There we go. I'm going to send to the Saturn. Ironically, I happen to have troubles this time. That it would have been easier to just put it on a flash drive, but this way I don't have to get up. I think they're saying chaos control here, but I swear I hear air guitar. Air guitar. No, Pichu, the printer is called a Saturn. Alright, and then we just hit print. Pretty easy. Alright, so now we've set that off. Let's get started on working. So let's open up Mephiles. A game system that's also a 3D printer. That'd be interesting. Alright. Oh, that line is trapped in this machine. I always think it says looking through the screen. I am hearing a lot of wrong things. I forget if I ever exported this. Why is this not doing anything? Oh, it is. Okay, so we've already got what we need there. Let me make sure this is not the decimated version. Yep, we're good. Okay, let's work on the body. Oh, it is a lyric, okay. Look at all these Maya files for animating the background of that stop motion. I put so much work into that. I'm gonna make a making of video of it too. I recorded the different steps. Like, I had to rotoscope so much. If you guys don't know what rotoscoping is, I'm not even gonna describe it. It's like cutting things out frame by frame. It's for when green screen doesn't work, and I didn't have the best green and blue screen work. Especially with the supports, I had to hold up the head. I had to basically go frame by frame and either cut things out with paths or use my tablet to paint them out frame by frame. Date modified. Mephiles. Yes, for the Doom's Eye is actually the rig for Doom's Eye, but I took a photo that Tito gave to me, and it wasn't even a straight-on photo. It was kind of like angled, and I was able to map that onto the 3D model so that instead of just using like the existing 3D model, at least it was slightly closer to having that DNA of being a real figure because it was Tito's model. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. See, this is something that I'm not looking forward to on this project because these hips are not going to be conducive to fitting in the toy well. If you look at the toy here, you can see that they didn't even do those hips that way. And to do them this way, like I'm doing with Rouge, oops, there goes one of the arms. See, I'm still working on it. You know, the legs here, they need kind of like a ball to go into. So I need to take these hips that are really up right now and kind of make them down a little bit now, cheat them down. Yeah, take artistic liberties. Yeah, if Tito doesn't plan on selling more of the Doom's Eyes, I could be inclined to make a Doom's Eye. It is going to be a pain, Sparkle Wolf. See, the thing is, I don't think many people are going to have a Mephiles that they're willing to modify and take apart, you know? And so I don't want to just make something for that small set of people who probably have more than one Mephiles. I want to make this for people who don't have a Mephiles at all, you know? But I do want to give both options. It's just more work. Can I take advantage of symmetry? Yes, I can. Sometimes it doesn't symmetrize. Symmetrize? It doesn't become symmetrical well. Even when it is technically the same, there's something else that makes it say, like, no, this isn't symmetrical. Mesh. Didn't I have buttons up here to do it? I lost those buttons. Edit mesh. So I will put them here. So now I have shelves up here where I can do... Oh. That's weird. It had one of them, but not the other. So here we go. We do the extrusion, and then a merge to center. Look at that. With just a couple button presses, I do that thing that I usually have to do. Blah, blah, blah. A lot of stuff. Super Trip is completed yet. It is in Sparkle Wolf's hands. I do have another one printed. It's not a great kit. I don't want to sell myself short, but I just want to... If other people want it... Oh, you mean my Super Trip? I can't find a good yellow. I keep painting different layers of yellow and it's just not working out yet. And so Trip is in progress, but not done yet. But yeah, the Super Trip parts. It's if I sell these, more of these, it's going to be like with the disclaimer that I gave Super Trip Sparkle Wolf, is that it's going to take a lot of sanding, it's going to take a lot of work. But it will be available in custom orders, should people want that. What's up, Tomatoes JP? Yeah, I don't fuss too much about colors either. The only times that I do worry about colors is if I think people are gonna harp on me for it. Well, the squid I kind of did for my own purposes. That I did a good color on the squid and worked really hard and spent a lot of money in order to do that because I really wanted squid to be good. That one I was matching the color for myself and not other people. So you can see I'm gonna make this have a little bit more mass here so that I can fit the holes for the feet in it really well. It's not even a creative, what's the word that you use, fandom? Artistic liberties. It's not artistic. It's not even artistic liberties. It's technical toy liberties. Video of Squid could be next Friday, but I really want to try to finish Cyclone this weekend and then get out a video for this Friday of doing a tier list of all my customs. Oh yeah, that would be nice, and you won't have as many layer lines for it. That's true. Alright, I'm going to try to do this pretty quickly. Because sometimes I notice I've been noodling a bit. Let's noodle a little bit less on this project. Just see how well we do. Especially with all these cracks and stuff, it'll be nice to just really be fast and loose with it. The original model kind of has a belly. Or maybe that's the fact that I edited those other parts. I just learned a cool thing. You know how you guys will see me do this to change the soft selection? I'll have to pull this up, go to soft selection, do this. I found a hotkey for it. You hold B while doing it. B is what turns it on and off. But if you just hold B and drag, super, super easy. Also, sometimes you guys will see me if I want to rotate something from world versus the object, I have to go to that same menu? No. If I just hold down, look at this. I've been using Maya for 20 years. I've been using Maya for 20 years. I only learned about this the other day because I was like, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So I looked it up. Sure enough, 20 years I've been clicking extra buttons to do that thing. That's the thing, Pichu, though. It's not going to be good for stop motion. Because the problems that I'm having with it that I just can't fix, it's not going to stay stable. If you're trying to do a walk animation with it, I got to be upfront with you that it won't work well for that. I just can't get it right. Alright, so there we've got the body. Yeah, like, I wouldn't mind just doing, like, another semester of school just to, like, focus on learning Maya and be like, oh, these are things that people are learning. And maybe they're features that, you know, I've been using for 20 years. There's been new features coming up. Maybe it's, you know, things that I didn't know, that I didn't learn in the beginning, the basics, that didn't exist when I was learning, you know? Okay, Peachy Sonic, that's good to know. And I'll probably make Cyclones part of the custom orders that's coming up. And just have that disclaimer. Welcome back, Phantom Edits. What major would I enroll for that? It's generally called computer animation. If anybody's thinking about doing it, learn Unreal. Unreal is the way to go right now. And I don't know Unreal. I worked on one project. I worked on a project called Lego 2K Drive in between a couple years of NBA. They just needed my help on it. Oh yeah, I'm working on WWE 2K now. I was working on a... I can't really say details, but I was working on something that we pivoted on. So for like the summer and a couple months, I'm working on WWE until I get back to the NBA stuff. What model am I using for Mephiles? I don't know. It's just I just googled Mephiles 3D model. It's from Sonic X Shadow Generations. I am, and that's one of the reasons I'm going to print it in a transparent clear or purple or something. And then we were talking about maybe making a mold of it and then pouring in different colors of resin because it gets kind of rainbow around the edges. So we'll see. Do I know about FNAF? Yeah, I know about FNAF. I don't know any of the lore or anything, but my nephew is a big fan. Documents. Organized docs. Maya. Sonic. Exports. Meth. Body. If Chew is listening, I could use some water, but don't want to get up. And it would be greatly appreciated if you happen to have time to bring me some. This looks kind of weird here, but it's all gonna get sculpted over anyway. Where's the body that I just brought in? Here it is. Oh, you know what? I want to delete that real quick. I do want it to be in the right spot for the body. We're just going to move this back to center. For display purposes, I just moved it off to the side. We got to remember that fur is going to be here, so we don't want to sculpt too much in this, spend too much time sculpting in that area. I might make Terios. I'm not up to date on what Tito's actually selling and what he just made for himself, so I don't want to make a Terios if he's actively selling that. Thank you very much.
You got me right before I walked out the door.
Hold on, 1 second.
I said you got me right before I walked out the door.
Oh, where are you going?
By pocket food.
Oh yeah. Baileysaurus has brought me a very appropriate cup for this. Thank you very much. YZ says hi. She's going to get Poppy food. Alright, so now I'm going to import again. Just so it's in the right spot for me to start. I could move it by hand into the new spot, but that would be a hassle and inaccurate. And it'd just be easier if I do this. Oh, that is not easier because I exported the other things up high, but that's fine. What we are going to do is use the move tool and just move it up. I made my attempt at doing it right. A valiant effort. But at least now it's... Oh no, I've got the wrong object selected. There we go. That's fine. Alright, so we've got that selected. We're going to make it Dynamesh. Alright, time to get sculpting. A valiant Tails effort, yeah. Yeah, at LEGO 2K Drive. Okay, before I get started on this, I want to tell you one of my favorite contributions to LEGO 2K Drive that doesn't seem that impressive at first. But when you rig something, you'll usually have joints in a certain way. And usually certain things can only be from a specific pivot. Well, I created a setup because we needed a bunch of Lego animals, just like the 1 or 2 piece ones. Like maybe they'll just be like a Stegosaurus here. They don't move their legs necessarily. Maybe they'll have like a head piece moving, you know, the type of Legos I'm talking about. And so I set up a rig type that would let me do this. Just like if I had a controller right here, like if the animator could control it, if they move this controller forward, it would do this. And then go back and then pull back, it would go like this. And then you could make it like a Lego, animated like a Lego would be without any articulation on legs and stuff. And that was a really hard setup in the rig alone, but we had dozens of characters to do that way. So I wrote a script, a Python script that would recreate that rig setup, where you could say, here's the back where I want to pivot, here's the front, here's side, and it would automatically create that for the rig. It was really fun to animate because you could just drag this controller around. You weren't actually rotating things. You just drag a little marker around, and wherever that marker was, it would make it do the animation you wanted. So if there's like a galloping animation, you would do it like this, and it had that really nice Lego style. And so that was one of my favorite but simple contributions to LEGO 2K Drive. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get started on this. I think I want all this to be asymmetrical, so we're going to make sure symmetry is off. Use the damn standard tool. And I think I was using a brush that was more... that had less fall off. Something like this. Yeah, something like that will be good. So we are going to accentuate parts like this, where it's... I want to have like different layers, kind of rocky layers. You know what? I do want symmetry on for this part, so I am going to turn symmetry on. Welcome back. It has not yet. Yeah, I really got into the weeds with this stop motion project. I both enjoyed doing it, but in a lot of ways I didn't enjoy doing it as well. And it was a lot of just really wanting to finish it and be done with it. And so I was just like hammering on that real hard for the past week. Crazy to think that I did all that in 1 week. It feels like it's been way longer. A lot of people keep complimenting me on the voices, and I didn't do the voices. It's from the meme that I assumed everybody knew about, but a number of people, I guess, are unfamiliar with it. And of course I tell them, it's not mine. I reached out to the people who made it, asking if I could have their blessing, but they didn't respond to me. They're a big channel. They don't have time to respond to my emails. So one thing that I noticed right off the bat is these lines that I'm making are too small. They're not as big to be in the style of the others. I'm just going to increase my brush size a little bit more. Actually, I kind of liked where things were with that, and now I'm going to take off symmetry and start making these shapes. So now we get to the bigger shapes like this. And I'm trying to give him kind of a rocky surface, kind of like magma. If like the evil is kind of coursing through him. And then at certain points, like those jutting out parts, that's where you have like the smooth lava look to it. Like dried magma, like obsidian. Guys, I think this is too deep now. And you know what? It's not the same style. You know what? I've got bad brush settings here. Well, I don't know. Does that look too different? I'm just looking at the thickness of the lines and like how much the sharpness of those edges are. That's up in the air. So here is what I sculpted, Chaos Element. My intention is to at least have a version that has no feet. then maybe it comes with a stand. Like maybe I'll get some purple resin like this. Maybe he'll just always be on that stand or something. I haven't decided. I think people would appreciate a lack of feet, believe it or not, to differentiate from the toy. I like that the toy has feet so it can stand on its own. I don't care about those kind of accuracies, but I think people would appreciate not having feet, as weird as that sounds. As far as like value of the toy being able to stand up on its own, I feel like people might like that accuracy to the game. Guys, I feel like I just need to undo all of this and not make these cracks so deep because it looks like it's a different style. I am going to do that. I like what I've sculpted so far, but we can do it again. So to do this, I'm going to make my brush size just a little bit smaller, but most importantly, it's the alpha. I'm using a different alpha. Was I just using one with no fall off? Let's go to the head real quick and just compare it. Yeah, see, it's not as deep. If I sculpt this, yeah, let's just get our settings tied in right here. So even smaller, really. Like a 4? Yeah, that's closer to what I was doing before. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. So unfortunate that I'm going to throw away that work, but it is what it is. Yeah, see, that's closer in style to what I was doing up here, so that's good. Yeah, I'm just kind of making my own pattern to this. I want to combine like the cracked lines that I like about this with kind of a bumpiness that we see in the game itself. One of the things that really helped last time was building big shapes and then cutting into those, so it's like I'm not just noodling in one area, having different styles. You see how I'm kind of rounding these corners of like, when I break up this shape, we have some unnatural corners right there, so I just kind of cut out more, I make those their own islands and stuff. And it ends up with kind of a nice organic feel to it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you repainted Sage, huh? Nice. Yeah, your other Sage, I'll reach out to you in the next couple days when we do the custom orders and get you what you are owed that I keep putting off. Oh, and in fact, you ordered the Genesis from Etsy, so I gotta save on shipping. I'm gonna get your stuff into that. We'll work that out on Discord. And I'm not doing the thing that I said. Remember I said I was doing big shapes and then filling them in? I'm not doing a good job at that, so let's just do some strictly big shapes. Trying to make this body feel really segmented, like maybe these are growing out of it. And maybe I'll make those kind of have this same texture as well. Oh, that's right, because you already have the Dreamcast. Thank you, Pichu. Yeah, there's something to be said about just going with the flow and not thinking too much about the lines. One, it makes it be made faster. But two, it can lead to even better results because you're kind of just doing whatever. And be like, oh, that's a neat shape that I didn't intend to make. I'm gonna have to hide that head because it's getting in my way. And the eyes and the mouth. Oh, interesting. Should I separate the spikes from the back? It'd be better to print that way. It'd be a cleaner print. I think I might. Does Nerdy Boy make a Mephiles, or do you mean just the spikes in general? Because yeah, that would help with printing. Yeah, because this whole thing's gonna... If I were to just print this as one piece, it would have to be printed like this so that the supports, you know, so we don't have supports at the end of a bunch of things. But then that means we have a bunch of nasty support residue, you know, the markings from the supports. Do I still have my Mephiles minions? Yeah. You haven't displayed them in a while, have I? Yeah, me too. One of my favorite photos is the one that I did that. Have I ever put those on sale? I don't think I have, because they were kind of a hassle to print. Maybe I'll make them available for custom orders. Mephiles Infinite and Neo Metal for Chaos. Or either Neo Metal or Chaos. Yeah, that would be way cool. A pack of all those guys. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say I should make those be able to sell separately. Kind of how I sell the swords separately for Shadow Lancelot. Yeah, we should make the scepter today. Is Highwell Plays in the chat? Because I could use some Highwell Plays resource gathering. All the models, guys, for the stop motion, Highwell Plays helped me the heck out on that by providing me the models for the area. I didn't know what I was going to do. There were a few options. I was thinking I was going to take parts of the animation and try to remove them, like remove the characters and then use those backgrounds. That's kind of how I did the spinning scene on Radical Highway. But I was going to try to do that for the whole thing, and then I quickly realized that is not going to work. That was way too complex. Then I was thinking about making, like, 3D printing the pillars and stuff, and making like a physical set that I would film. And like for those movements and stuff, I just have to like animate the camera. That would have been a nightmare too. And what worked out best was, yeah, Highwell just got me those models, and I know it was hard for him to do. So kudos to him for made it look really professional. I just wish more people were seeing it. YouTube, you gotta show people. YouTube thinks my thumbnail is misleading. No, it's not misleading. People are clicking on it because they want to see it, I think. It's got a good click-through rate. It's just the fact that it's a short video. YouTube's like, make sure your viewers are leaving quickly. It's like, well, they're leaving quickly because the animation is short. It's only a minute and a half. What am I supposed to do about that? That's what the content is. What's up, Juan J? Good to see ya. Yeah, speaking of that stop motion, everybody, if you haven't watched it, definitely watch it, because I think a lot of people here are into stop motion. And I'm actually pretty proud of it. It was my first stop motion. Well, actually, my family reminded me I did like some stop motion in 6th grade, where we were doing like a Pokemon fighting tournament. It was like a class in school, like an after-school class. And we made like a Pokemon video. But it was really janky. You know, back then we only had like camcorders and stuff. We didn't have phones or webcams or things like that, at least available in that context for kids. And so we just took a camcorder, just like record and stop right away, so it would do like a half second, and it looked all janky. Yeah. Seikasaurus X Generations. Yeah, I actually have some green screen from when I was probably like 16, 20 years ago, of me like flying a plane. And then like when I was about 26, I did a big green screen project where my parents built me a speeder bike. It was for I was out of high school. I was 26, but I did something for them for one of their talent shows. They would have videos in between the acts. This one was Star Wars themed, so I rented out a whole green screen studio. Gosh, talking about this stuff, how much money I spend on stupid projects. But yeah, we rented out a whole green screen studio, all the lighting. I had a bunch of people volunteer to work to help, like people who do lighting, people who do like just helping out. my mom catered because we had what I rented was not just the green screen studio. We had green rooms. Green rooms like place where all the talent stays and does their makeup and stuff and gets ready. And so I did two things with that. I made one that was actually for the school with the kids doing the speeder bike and stuff. And then we did our own project where it was just myself, a friend of mine who's like a politician now. He's like not a mayor, but he's a mayor of some city he is something in some city in Florida. He wanted to be an actor, but he went a different direction in his career, being a politician of some kind. And so it'd be funny if he like becomes president one day or something. Or somehow, I'd be like, "Whoa! I have all this footage from when we were 26. We were on these speeder bikes and like going, whoa, whoa." So anyway, what I mean to say is, I have footage of myself on a green screen from when I was 16. I have footage when I was about 26, and now I'm 36. I could have a video that I put together where like the youngest me is in a spaceship, because that's what that footage is of me just going, and then down below is on a speeder bike in Endor, and then I don't know, I could just do whatever I want on a green screen for myself now, and have 3 generations of me in this video together doing something cool. No, he's not the governor. He's like at the city level. He's not a huge politician. But yeah, he was always very charismatic. I think being a politician suits him. Because he was an actor, he was like in commercials and stuff, which was very nice of him to do this shoot for free with me. I still have all that footage. Oh yeah, to finish my thought, we never did anything with that extra footage. We only did, the primary objective was do the thing for my old school, which we did, and that turned out pretty alright. It wasn't the best compositing, but it wasn't the worst either. And they liked it. It was a fun thing to show during the talent show. Yeah, right, YBC? I think I'm gonna leave these hips kind of solid with just a few cracks. So maybe that'll kind of help reinforce, like, these are the hips. They're not this cracked material. Maybe they're like something separate. Like maybe there's a crack right here, but like, and it kind of like blends into being cracked, like this. I think that's kind of a cool look there. Like maybe we'll do some of that hammering to give it more of that obsidian crystal look or something. I would be terrible. I don't know. I would not even be close to being able to do something like that. What's up, Lightning Jaden the Hedgehog? He says, "What up, guys?" Guys. I am the guide of 3D printing. Yeah, fair enough. I got a new 3D printer, which means it's got a smaller bed, so I can do other materials like clear. Here's the first test print from it. Pretty happy with it. I don't have many options for different colors of blue. I know you can dye it, like with different inks, to get it to be exactly like the right color. But already, I feel like this is a pretty good color for it. I think this is a little bit too much green in it, a little bit too much of a teal color. But I think I'm just going to go with it because that's what the color is, and I can just consistently just use that. fun to have these options again. Instead of just all gray all the time. Alright, so let me try to remember... trying to remember what I did on the head to get this rocky texture. Yeah, Chaos 6 will be incredibly hard. But if this becomes a good product that people want, I'll have to make it. Let's see, what did I use? Did I use the standard brush tool or did I use clay buildup? I think we'll just go standard. We'll do a spray, I think it was. And then the alpha we used was like a rocky texture. Not that. Not that. Maybe this. Yeah, that looks about right. I'm going to turn down the power a little bit. Hopefully this will have a really nice effect when printed. It'll have a nice rough surface that you can dry brush really well. And as always, I'm going to exaggerate. I'm going to do a little bit more than I think should be done, because it's one of those things where it's like it needs to be exaggerated for the 3D print, you know. Am I going to include the skeleton with the emeralds and the chaos variants? With like Chaos 2 with the skeleton in both arms? Yeah. So I brought up earlier that I might just sell little versions of these if people are interested, but the full size one, I do now believe I'm going to split up. And those will have cutouts in it, so when it prints, I'll be able to fill it, or whoever buys it can fill it, these inner parts with gray to make the skeleton parts. And I think for the gems that go in there, I think I'm going to leave it fully open and then make it so that I have to pour in resin and then use a UV light one layer at a time to harden that. It's going to take some experimenting, but we'll see. Yeah, a lot of people ask for Sally Acorn. If I could have any modern Badnik in real life, which one would you want? Let's see. I like Armadilloid, he's cool. Here's my Armadilloid custom. Fly around on him. Oh yeah, I gotta have Motobug. I love Motobug. Rolling around, being all crazy. Functionally, I don't know what they'd do in my life. Yeah, that's my answer. Let's say Motobug. Good job, Sparkle Wolf. I know that can be hard depending on how much. You know, some are easy, some are hard. Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. I have an extra. What's this guy? Heavy Gunner. I have an extra Heavy Gunner that I bought specifically so I can make a Heavy Rider. Oh, Buzz Bomb would be cool, yeah. Egg Pond just for cleaning. How big is he if he was in real life? Would he even fit through doors well? Alright, so I am going to add a few more cracks in this, even though this is going to be a different material, right? So we're going to make like this cracked look. And then I'm going to use that like H polish tool, which is the one that makes it kind of look like obsidian. Maybe a little crack here. Will I attempt a normal egg pun? Yeah, a handful of people are asking for that. And that could be as easy as just removing parts. I mean, you guys see the way I build things sometimes? It's not always easy to remove things. The way I build stuff, I don't build things in the best way all the time. I have been lately, but that was definitely one of my earlier ones that I may not have done that well with. Yeah, it'll be nice to separate these out. I think that'll be good. They're gonna be small pieces, but it'll help for printing quality. Egg Robo. Ooh, is it? What is the price, Jaden? So just like what I did with the feet, see how these kind of have like those slightly pinched edges and it looks kind of smooth? I'm gonna do that for the back of these here, so it's kind of like they're got this obsidian. That's the only word I can use to describe it, like these faceted edges that are nice and polished. Oh, okay, so still a bit expensive, but not as bad as it can be. See, that's the thing. That's why I really want to make this work for Sonics, is because, you know, what is the market for people who happen to have an extra Mephiles, and then for how much he costs, are willing to take it apart to add these pieces? I think mine, by doing it as Sonic, it could be a way to let people have Mephiles who do not have a Mephiles. I know I'm switching the pronunciation. I try to do the right one, but then I flop. Mephiles, Mephiles. Is this song newly added to our playlist? Because I don't recognize it. Did you add it, Maxi? Would I sell the kit for between 20 and 30? For one that has a head and a body and multiple hands, I probably couldn't, no. Scrubby keeps telling me I gotta up my prices. He called us out when he made that big sale. He's like, other customs creators, take note. And then in DMs. So that's what I'm trying to do, is raise my prices on custom orders, but try to keep Etsy prices the same. But even with my lower prices on Etsy, you know, because this is a full head and a body, maybe 30, maybe, you know, maybe. What do I? No, yeah, I can't say right now what I would sell it for, but it is going to be it's going to be more pieces than Shadow Lancelot. Because if you think about Shadow Lancelot, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pieces for... 8 pieces because I give the alternate front. So 8 pieces for Shadow Lancelot. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I do the scepter, 7. I have 2 more hands. 1 for each side is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I already lost count, but that's like more than... That's what, 14 pieces. So it's... You should probably expect it to be as much as at least Shadow Lancelot. Any estimate on Rouge? Probably in line with Shadow Lancelot. I kind of do collabs with Pink GameCube. She's... we did... What did I make for her? I made a Keyblade. Like they made a combination Shadow... Or Sonic the Hedgehog / what is the Keyblade from? Kingdom Hearts. They made like an illustration, Sega did, or Sonic Team, somebody. And this was based on that. And so I 3D modeled that for her. And then she recently made Amy from a thing that I sent her, and Sage. She was working on Sage the other day on her live stream. I sent her that. Oh no, it was Wake Angel who did the Amy. So I've kind of been collaborating with them already, even though it's like not on my channel, but like working with them on parts and stuff. You know, guys, there's something I don't like about this body, and I can't put my finger on it. I feel like it's too uniform. I feel like it needs some big cracks going through everything at the same scale as this. So let's go back to the BD Damn Standard tool. Way too big. We'll just do some big cuts through it. So we'll break up the surface a little bit. You see what I'm doing here? Too bulgy. I think I might be making it more bulgy by doing this. It's kind of nondescript. It's like too uniform, I think. That's the word I'm looking for. So maybe we can try to accentuate these hips more. And it's kind of pudgy. Maybe that's kind of what you're saying, is that there's not really a tapered shape to it. Let's try to give it a little bit more like a tapered look. Maybe pull the hips up a little. Yeah, that way he has a little bit more of a waist, and then I think going in and going back down to this size. I wish, you know what I wish was in ZBrush? A feature where you could say like, hey, look at this crack. Do you have any history of what kind of brush was used on that? And then you could have exactly that type of brush, so you don't have to remember what you did, you know? Have consistent looks across, multiple days of work. I like what I'm doing here. I think this is working for me. There's just like some of these cracks are bigger than others. Thank you, fandom. Well, let me tell you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the channel growth, and you know, he's just grown his channel so big by having high prices, and I'm wondering if, like, you know, maybe my approach to it, where I'm selling them too cheap, is just leading to a lack of, no, I don't want to say a lack of respect, but like, I don't know, maybe just the way he has the higher prices makes all his work seem more premium. I mean, his paint jobs are stellar anyway, but like, you know, I'm just trying to think, like, you know, because I don't want to have my main business be making customs. You know, I want to be having a platform where I can do kind of whatever art that I want to do and put it on my YouTube channel and stuff. All of this making customs is kind of, or making kits for people is secondary. Because I don't, you know, it just takes time just making these things and shipping them and stuff, which my wife helps a lot with. She does a lot of the processing of the prints now. I feel like there's just still something that I don't like about this. Maybe cutting through here. What's up, Jag and Glitch Z? I don't know, maybe I'm fine with it, because you know what's going to happen is there's going to be hair tufts right here, and I think that's going to give us more definition to the shape that I feel like we're missing right now. So let's not noodle on this too much right now. I think we can move on. I want to go back to the head and do that hammering effect on it, so we can match kind of that, like I keep calling it, that obsidian look to it. That's a good question. I also don't like printing too many things that are too small, because they can tend to get lost. Like, this is pretty small, the top part of Rouge's boot. But then there's other things that like the end of Amy's hammer. You can't really put them in the, I have a little washer thing that's got a metal cage. And some of these, like they kind of fall through the edges and stuff. Seems the arms fit the body, but not the legs. Ah, shoot. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I know some of the legs are different. I don't know which one I used back then. That's why I was hesitant to sell it, is because of problems like that. Alright, so this I will keep symmetry on, I think, yeah. And we can just kind of polish these. Yeah, if they're too tight, maybe you can sand down the pegs. Maybe that'll be a... But if the holes are too big, then it's like... Actually, a super glue trick might work well for that. In working on the Black Doom, the 3D print wore down for the hand, so when I was doing the stop motion, and I had to put super glue in it, and that actually worked pretty well. Holes are too small. Okay, yeah, between the two, that's probably a slightly better problem to have, I suppose. Yeah, it's probably good. Yeah, I think this is helping kind of unify this with some of those other flat paneled effects that I had going on for the legs and stuff. Yeah, I'm liking this. What ideas do you have, Lightning? At this point, Pichu, probably not much other stop motion. I do plan to do the Amy scene, the post-credit scene, but I don't think there's a lack of interest. I think YouTube is just not showing people. Because I know so many people were excited when I said I was going to do stop motion. And it's got a good click-through rate, and they're watching, on average, the length of the... You know, the video is like 2.5 minutes long, because I have like the Patreon thank you at the end. But people are watching the average view duration of the video itself. And YouTube is just like, we're not sure that your thumbnail represents what's in it, because people are clicking away faster than your other videos. My other videos are, you know, some of them are 40 minutes, but most of them are like around the 13-minute mark. And so I get an average view duration of about 4 minutes. This is like an average view duration of 1.5 minutes. Yeah, it just feels like YouTube is penalizing me because I made a short video. But that's just what the animation was. Yeah, for sure, Phantom. I'll take a look at it. You know, I don't like to switch from the tablet to Discord in the middle of things, but definitely post it, for sure. Yeah, right, Pichu. Yeah, it is different than my normal content. I just thought there would be such good overlap around it. Like, you would have the groups of people who, you know, like my Black Doom video. You see it in the thumbnail. Well, it's doing 3 different thumbnails. One of them has Black Doom in it, like from behind, and one of them is Doom's eye with Shadow kicking him. Yeah, so I thought it would get people who are interested in the customs and people who were interested in stop motion, or both. That Venn diagram, which seemed like it was based on what people talk about, seems like there's a good Venn diagram there. Oh, that's a bummer. They put it on YouTube Kids. Yeah, that's something my wife and I were talking about yesterday. Is I used to make those Pokemon travel videos, and we were watching some of them, and you know, it's the videos where I travel to all the different real-life Pokemon cities, and we missed doing that. And I want to make the Saffron City one, except the Saffron City one. Like, what is the average age of people here? The next video has some stuff that could be considered inappropriate. I'll describe it. Like, I think it might need to be on a channel that's aimed toward. It's not necessarily explicit, but I get slapped a bunch of times in a row, really, really hard. It's a thing. It's a place you can go to in Japan. Out of context, that sounds really weird. Well, in context, it's weird too. But I've got this great clip of me just getting smacked so hard across the face over and over again, and it is funny, but it's slightly more of an adult thing than I think is for this channel. So we're thinking of moving it to a different channel, making like a travel channel to put all those videos up. It's that Pokemon series that you may have seen on my channel. And yeah, the next one is just... It's a lot of work to put together these videos, and I don't know if YouTube would show it because it's different from my current content. I'm not going to give the context, but it also is weirder without the context, so I don't know. But yeah, it is a funny video. and I was gonna make it like a Pokemon battle. I was gonna like put Pokemon graphics, and I also lift. You get like it was a bar, and it was like a bodybuilder themed bar. Like bodybuilders serve to you, and then if they have a press machine, and if you do 55 of, I forget how many pounds it was, but it was right at my lifting limit. I barely made it to 55, and then I got like the $10 worth of free points or whatever. Points that you can spend on things like the slap. Yeah. Gosh, but out of context, it sounds really weird, but it is also weird in context. I'm gonna reserve talking about that for later and not continue on about it right now. Yeah, we're thinking of making a separate channel for that just because the content is so different. I think I'm good with this piece. I think we're ready to do the fur. Let's save this. Yeah, make it into a short, but what I'm talking about isn't just that video. That would just be a part of it. The whole video is in that series of going to Japan and doing Pokemon toy photography and finding like these Pokemon areas and stuff. So it's a whole series of long form videos that I've done, like 7 of them so far, but I have 20 something to make. If you search down in my channel, it's called Toy Photography in Every Pokemon City from about 2 to 2.5 years ago. They're some of the best edited videos that I've ever made. Because one of the things I like to do is when you're researching about travel is you don't really know the context of what you're seeing. I went into Google Maps and I made like all these animations in 3D that zooms out from one place and then like shows I make animated lines showing the trains that I went and stuff, and those are really hard to make. Basically in the Google Maps software you put little markers of things that you want. So every time the train would turn, I followed the path, I put a marker here, 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 here. Yeah, let me just show you what I'm talking about. This is when I had green hair. Let's see, let me go to the next one. Let's see, what's a good one? This is a good one. Yeah, right, Pichu? Yeah, so I show like parts of the video. This one isn't actually from Kanto, but I thought it was so close to what it actually was. So I find places that we went to that are like in the Pokemon cities in that particular game. And then I show... Oh, this was such a cool place. It was so relaxing in this hotel. This was a beautiful place. Yeah, we were having breakfast in this beautiful buffet place. We just look out at the rock gardens and stuff. Yeah, so this one is based on Viridian Forest. So it's called the Hakone Loop. And so yeah, you can see I map out what the Hakone Loop is. And I use Google Maps 3D animation to show, yeah, we took this line to go up this way, and then we took a cable car. And this particular one is cool because we took buses, we took cable cars, we took a pirate ship, we took a ropeway, which is it's like a gondola, but it's actually called a Funital. It has 2 arms. Yep, I've been to the Pokemon Cafe, and that's gonna be in one of these videos. Went to the Pokemon Cafe twice. Oh no, we didn't go in the second time. But the first time we ever went to Japan, we went to the Pokemon Cafe. I've been 4 times now, or just 3 times. Bailey's been 4. And then so I go through and like we take this cable car. And so this cable car is really cool. It's 2 cable cars and then they switch in the middle. So I even do like animations showing how this type of cable car works. Like they're tied together, like they're counterbalanced. And so they have to always move back and forth at the same time like this. Yeah, the food was really good at the Pokemon Cafe. Then here's the Funitel. Let's see. And then you get up to this area and you eat these famous black eggs. To me, a hard-boiled egg is kind of an exotic food. I didn't know how to eat it. I'd never eaten a hard-boiled egg. I didn't know you weren't supposed to bite into it. And the reason it's black is they boil it in the sulfur of these hot springs. These same hot springs are what they pump down to all the onsen. Like, you know, even our hotel room had its own onsen water, and then you could have actual onsen that you go in at the place. I once sat at sunrise at like an infinity pool onsen and just watched the sunrise. It was so relaxing. I had to cover my tattoos though. Tattoos are bad. Like they give you a little, you know, most Japanese people don't because I think it's associated with yakuza. I forget exactly the reasons why. Oh yeah, and we tried black ice cream too. It flies and blows off because it's very windy up there. There's a little museum up there. And then we went on a pirate ship. And so this would take you all through the lake up at the top of this mountain to go to different areas. And then we went hiking and we did some toy photography up there. Yeah, so this was just such a beautiful place. And yeah, I have a whole series on this. Like I said, I only have 7 videos done, but I have 20 something to make still. And yeah, so like there's all these Pokemon, and they're relatively in the same space as where they are in the game. How much were tickets? It was a lot. We went twice that summer. It's a long story. I had time off from work. They gave me a lot of paid time off for. That's a long story, but so we went, and the first time we went, Bailey got sick, so she couldn't go with me to a lot of these places, and so that was my excuse to go back. So we went to all the Pokemon centers that we could too. Each Pokemon center has a bunch of statues and stuff, which is really cool. Yeah, so I filmed all these things that were parallel to the games and kind of showed what everything looked like. Oh, I'm really proud of this, guys. We found a Pokeball crane game, and watch how I win this. It falls, but then it rolls in. And I was so stoked about this. I was like, man, I'm making Pokemon videos. I got the Pokeball in a cool way. I do this cool trick. Oh yeah, and that was, you know, see, I have brown hair now. Before that, I had green hair. And in some of the videos, Bailey has purple hair. Sometimes she has brown hair. So we kind of kept switching back and forth because some of these cities we went back to on the second trip. Oh, and in fact, that previous one that I showed you, the city itself, I go and visit alone originally. So brown hair. And then the first trip there, I only had an hour. And so I barely left the train station. I didn't go on all those crazy loops and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, so here I am just talking about something. And then fade out. It's our second trip there, and I've got... It's not so much green, because it used to be very bright green. And then it kind of faded out. So I'm talking about, I'm like, hey, we're back. We came back because she got sick, and that was my excuse. I just wanted to do more Pokemon cities. But my excuse was, oh, we got to take Bailey back. So yeah, that's a long tangent. I'm going to get back to work, but let's take a look at that tattoo real quick while I'm using the mouse. Oh, hell yeah. Wow, okay. Oops, let me bring these over. Got Mephiles. Oh, it's not letting me switch. Chaos, I love the Chaos. General. And Omega. Damn, those are sick, dude. Are they all on one sleeve? It's hard to tell because they're kind of zoomed in. Or are these on different limbs? Yeah, man, that's awesome. Tell your dad that's sick. Oh, that what it was about to show was really cool, but I'm not gonna go back to it. Yeah, check out those videos if you like Pokemon, and I might move them to that new channel. All on one arm, nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, that'd be cool to do the same thing that I did with Japan, but for Sonic. It'd be cool to, maybe if I made that travel channel, it could be about a bunch of different video games, not just Pokemon. So it's like traveling to different locations that certain games are based on. Yeah, I think Oh, speaking of Unova, Chappus, I have a whole set of New York videos because I made a Unova series of videos. And thank you, Jaden, I appreciate that. Oh, the tattoos themselves are blurry, or are you saying the pictures you took of them? Ooh, okay, yeah, so this is gonna be hard, guys. Oof, yeah. The geometry for this, these are just a bunch of flat... Oh, they're not flat planes, they're already... Yeah, but it's gonna be hard to fill these in, shoot. Okay, I have an idea. Let's take all these. Let's take the pairs of these and combine and merge them. Hey, thank you very much, Chappus, for the $5 super chat saying Unova. Yeah, we didn't have a whole lot of time in New York. We only had like 3 or 4 days, and we were doing other stuff too. So it's only going to be a couple videos for the whole Unova region, I think. I'm going to try to make it so that Mephiles you can take it out of his hand. I'm doing that with Valiant Tales. Here's my current progress on Valiant Tales. Let me make the screen big. So, I'm working on it. And then for the hand, it's just, somebody was asking about the hand holding the sword in Lancelot. It's just, I've never been able to get a good fit. Like, this is the fit that I'm going with for Tails, but it's still, like, it's loose. I just can't get it to work without paint rubbing off. So hopefully this is acceptable as a product that is just kind of loose, but at least you can take it out, because a lot of people requested that. Yeah, I just can't get a good fit that is both tight enough to hold and doesn't rub the paint off right away, you know. But I guess what you're asking is when will I start? I'll probably start it today. Yeah, I prefer the sword already in hand, just for my own collecting. It is nicer to print. Like, those hands with swords are harder to print than if I was just doing the sword. Oh, Tito did it for Percival instead of making it separate? I keep meaning to ask Tito if he's going to eventually make the armored Sonic, because I don't want to step on, because, you know, Caliber, and that's his thing. I always kind of assumed he would eventually make an armored Sonic. What is his name when he's armored? Why can't I think of it? Anyway, I've been kind of feeling the itch to do that, but I'm sure he's going to do that eventually, so I don't want to step on that. Oh, his name is Excalibur? That's weird. Oh, he was working on it. Okay. Nice, you made a gun for your shadow? That's cool. I want to use the merge tool. And let me actually edit these so I don't lose, so I don't forget what they say. So this is going to be combine and merge. Oh wait. Oh, thank you. Good thing I read that. I have a bad habit of doing that, y'all. So I'm going to combine and merge all of these. Yeah, right, Peachy Sonic. That other... Was that just last weekend that I did that? That was such a bummer. I showed so much. Oh, nice. My Streamlabs is stuck at 10. You know what Streamlabs has been doing recently is like after about an hour of streaming, it'll stop showing me accurate numbers. Because it's just been saying 10 for the longest time. What are some of the things y'all are most excited about for future sales? I want to kind of get an idea of what people in general are waiting for, like of things that I've made already and are ready to sell, or at least close to ready. What are some of the things y'all are most excited about, so I can think about what my next sale, because you know my next Etsy sale is going to be. I'm going to try to do Etsy sale, custom orders, Etsy sale, custom orders, but then every Etsy sale is just going to be like one specific thing that we make a bunch of. So I guess my question is for both. What are you most excited for sales, and what y'all might custom order, I suppose, just so I can be prepared for that. And while you guys answer that, I'm going to get more water, because I've been talking a lot. Oh, you're actually interested in the Mephiles minions. I was thinking people wouldn't be. Rouge. Crawl Shell and Armadilloids. You're actually interested in those? Okay. Wisps, definitely Scepter of Darkness. Everybody wants Scepter of Darkness. Yeah, okay. Where's Highwell? Let's have Highwell get in the chat. Let's try to summon him. Highwell is generally my hookup for models. As always, I always feel more attached to the stuff that I make completely from scratch. Not only do I feel attached to them, but I feel like more artistic integrity, but just to keep up with what people want, it's just practical to start with those things, with those base models. Say his name 3 times. Highwell plays, Highwell plays, Highwell plays. Oh, Lightning's interested in Trip Dragon too, huh? Yeah, that one's just, it's a rough kit. It's definitely going to come with the disclaimer that you have to do a lot of work to it in order to make it. Because it's an FDM print instead of resin. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to make that out of resin just because I need the parts to bend, especially this piece that kind of goes over it. It really needs to flex to go over the body of the dragon. Oh no! Someone broke your doom wings? That is rough. Alright, I think I have combined successfully all of these objects. I don't think any of them have holes, but just to be careful, I'm going to select them all. To mesh. Fill hole. And I'm going to look at each one of these individually, just to make sure there's no issues. Good. Oh, there's an issue. Ew, what did it do? It looks like we have duplicated objects. Oh, this got messed up. What is that? What's going on here? Oh, okay, we got to undo those fill holes. That was a bad idea. Alright, now I'm going to look at each of these individually, and I see that this was not combined. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select each of these objects, freeze transformations. Nice, lightning. Ooh, awesome, Sparkwolf. I'm glad to hear that. Alright, so we'll move this up, and then eventually, the reason I froze those transformations is because I'm going to move all these up just to inspect them. Make sure they're good to go. This one, yeah, that one's good to go. I'm going to isolate these. Why is there like a witch laughing in this one? What's the context of this song? See how the insides of these all need filling in holes? Or actually, they just need to be combined with each other, that's why. We're not even going to fill holes on those. All I'm doing here is just making sure I didn't miss anything. See, like, it looks like I missed something here. What piece would that be? Looks like it's this piece. I think it's actually fine, so I'm just gonna reset all these back to 0. Congrats, Jaden! Hey, what's up, Votable Globe? Good to see you. Is there a reason for wanting it detachable other than it? Like, my reason for making it detachable would be to make it so that it's easier to print. Is there a reason as buyers you'd want it to be detachable? Like for painting purposes? But to answer your question, probably yes. But I'm curious if there's reasons that I'm not thinking of that it would be good for people buying. But yeah, I think a good reason is painting. Oh, Baileysaurus, if you're listening, I could use some cough drops. My throat hurts. I was talking and screaming a lot today, entertaining the children at the birthday party. Cool, thank you, Phantom. Got you, Pichu. Is modeling easy? It's hard to say. I wouldn't say any of this is easy. Like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years. I started when I was 16, just kind of learning on my own. Then I went to college for it when I was 20. And as you learn 3D modeling, you'll learn that you like hard surface or soft surface, or hard surface or soft. Is soft surface a term? I don't know. You'll kind of learn what you like more. And so there's like some people would say like, oh, making hard surface is way easier, and vice versa. Yeah, see, when I smooth this, it's not great. Oops. Edit. Redo. Redo. This is going to be a tough shape to get right. There's Highwell. We finally summoned him. Highwell, we are talking about needing the model for the Scepter of Darkness, if you have time. I also said thanks a lot to you for getting me the backgrounds for the stop motion. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Highwell. Yeah, what am I going to do about this without making a ton of manual edits? I still want it to be sharp. Am I going to get it? Is it going to be easy if I quadrangulate this? Nah, I'm not going to get good edge loops from that. This is also going to be a nightmare to print. Because think about this, when things print, if I print it at this orientation, oh. Anyway, let's see, let's group this, modify center pivot. So if I print it like this, it's going to need a ton of supports all right here, right? So the other idea would be print it like this, but then we have supports all along the front, but it would have nice shape to it right there. I feel like I might just need to sculpt this from scratch. Those are on sale right now on my Etsy, Jaden. It has the hand attached though. I forget what the name of Shadow's sword is. Cool, I appreciate it, Highwell. Yeah, what is Shadow's sword called? What am I going to do about this? I have an idea, guys. Let's see how terrible this looks. I thought it had a name. What is Shadow's sword called in Black Knight? Arendite. I don't know how to pronounce it, one of those two ways, or maybe a third way. Let's try this. Let's try just combining this and bringing it into ZBrush. And then let that generate a mesh, and we'll just see how good the Dynamesh for that looks. Thank you, fandom. I appreciate it. I really want to finish Cyclone this weekend so that I can do my video. See, the problem is I'm really not looking forward to doing the emblems. I bought some transfer paper for you print out logos and then you put them on models and stuff. I'm not looking forward to that because my printer ink isn't working well. Blues aren't coming out well. And so I've really been putting it off. So it means I probably need to buy a new printer because we bought new ink and it still had a problem. I think the printer's broken. Just like everything else breaking. Hey, at least my webcam, whatever, it just all of a sudden started working more often. Uh-oh. What did I do? Import fur. Alright, that kind of looks cool. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to append that here. Where is it? Oh, it's way down there. So we'll do a transpose. Alright, so we've got this janky shape. And what I'm going to try doing... It kind of looks cool like that, but that is not going to print well. It's going to look all faceted and it's going to break really easily. So we do need to thicken it. And we need it to be one thing. This is a bunch of objects. This is not going to print well. Do a hand reveal for it? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like, you know, set up some blocks and it just... You know how those old toy commercials? They always had such a cool setup in those toy commercials. Like, I never set up my toys to have blocks, like stone blocks that you could blast them through. They always had these kind of scenarios where you had a really cool setup to play with in the advertising. Alright, I'm going to Dynamesh this and see how it looks. This is an okay start. It kind of filled in things. Not great though. Let me just see what I can do to work with this. So I'm gonna take my clay brush and just really start trying to take the essence of what this is and keeping specific shapes like that in here. Just thickening it up and like filling these areas right here. Let's hide all those other parts. So see how like there was a hole there? And there still is. When I smooth it over, there's some bad stuff happening there. But then what I'm going to try to do is re-Dynamesh this, so then we lose that detail. Still have some holes here. And just start like building this up and trying to fix these weird holes and stuff. And then Dynamesh again. That just made more holes though. Let's try seeing what blur does. No, that made it worse. Look at that. It's like creating these weird holes in it because there's holes behind it. This is a really tough situation here. I wish there was a way to just like wrap around it and like fill in those holes. Let's see what project does. No, that's even worse. Look at it. It's just tearing holes in it. I think I'm just gonna have to re-sculpt this from scratch. That's a bummer, but... can't think of any other ideas of how I would do this. This is a tough one. Awesome! Thank you so much, Highwell. I appreciate it. Lifesaver Highwell plays is... How do I want to do this? What does it look like on here? See, on here it's like, it's so sculpted in such a toy form. Oh, sorry if that was loud on the mic. You know, it's just really nice. Like, they made it knowing that, you know, we can't get this kind of detail. No worries, Highwell. I'm not ready for it yet. I'm still working on figuring out how I'm going to do this. I wish that I could make this kind of transparent so I could use it as reference. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know ZBrush enough to do that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to duplicate Mephiles' body. And then we're going to smooth it. So if we turn off the main body. So I've got the smoothed out version now. We're going to build up on top of this surface. Try to build up this fur. So we're going to do something like this. We're just going to make these really basic shapes that we're going to be able to cut out of this version of the body. And I'll turn on Mephiles' fur again. See, look at that. See, I made a mistake. This is why we need the reference. Let me undo all of that. And we're going to trace underneath here until this new color starts coming out on top. Just the basic shapes of it. You see what I'm doing? I'm kind of just bringing out the basic shapes of the reference. Yeah, this is going to work kind of nicely, actually. Alright, so let's hide the reference. And look at that. That looks like a weird shape that's not going to really work for us. But now, let me smooth out a bit. Now we can sculpt on top of this piece and really start getting that fur that we want. Yeah, right, Tomatoes JP. Awesome. Thank you very much, Highwell. I did drop Mephiles, Fortner. I did. It's got a phoenix shape to it, Pichu. I can see what you're talking about. Do I think Bailey can make a Tails voice? Yeah, maybe. You sent the reference to me? The reference for what? You can see how I'm just getting really quick and dirty with this, just trying to get some basic shapes of what we need to start sculpting this fur on it. I've never sculpted fur before. This is going to be a first for me. I don't want to do that yet. I want to just get like the basic cuts. Where we know that we're going to have Groups of different fur coming in. I'm going to have parts coming out here. So these lines are almost more of just a guide for myself at this point, because I'm going to pull parts out using the snake hook tool. I cut into this more. Love giving people surprises. Sure. Alright, so now that I've kind of drawn out those shapes, I feel like there was something in the middle that I'm missing. Oh yeah, it's got those... Yeah, so let me put a little bit... Oops. Okay, so now use the snake hook tool. I'm going to try to pull these up. Well, that's too much, but you get the idea. Now I can start bringing this up like fur. See, now we're not having those problems, once I sculpt this and make it more detailed. It's going to be a nice solid piece instead of all those individual pieces of trying to make the game object, like the game 3D model, try to work well. That's a good question, Pichu. I'm not sure which one yet. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I wonder if there's a... I mean, I'm sure, the pun is probably been done before. I know it was done for a cartoon, and so before, like, this old cartoon used to come with this web cartoon used to come up a lot, but I think now search engines show my stuff first, just because that it was like a really old one that just happens to still have videos up. It wasn't the name of the cartoon, it was like just one episode from it. I was sad when I discovered that, because I figured that like restaurants would be called Steakosaurus or just other things like that, but I was sad when there was something actually on the internet, like used in a web sense, and I had already been using Steakosaurus for like 3 years by the time I discovered this, that somebody had used that in a web thing before me. But I own the trademark now. I've owned the trademark for about 6 months, so I am safe should anybody try to come after me for it. Yeah, y'all did. I say it's thanks to you guys. Yeah, I can put that disclaimer. So it's still looking janky, but you guys can see where I'm going with this. Oops. Man, it's not letting me. I'm just like pressing buttons too fast. I keep messing up. Okay, and then there's stuff at the top that I need to sculpt. Pieces of this kind of just come straight up and out like that. So the geometry now is really messy, but you can see what we're trying to get at here. Push that in. And now we'll do a Dynamesh again on top of it. And so now, so basically when I'm stretching all these polygons out, they get a lot of weird shapes to them. Well, this reprojects over everything, so it's like kind of resets things really nicely. Now I can go in here and just really smooth this out. Like that. Now we're starting to get some nicer looks to this fur. I really want to thicken up this area because it's kind of collapsing on itself at the moment, so we're going to try to fill this in. Oh, dang, yeah, almost midnight for you. Yeah, sorry I started so late. I had that birthday party. Probably gonna get sick after playing with a bunch of 4-year-olds. I took a bunch of vitamin C because I knew that I'd be... You know, we were all touching the same Hot Wheels cars and stuff. I'm probably getting a lot of germs, so I tried to plan ahead by taking some vitamin C beforehand. And then we were hitting each other with balloons and stuff after. Exposure to the children's. Gotta be careful. Because I don't have kids of my own yet, so it's like, you know, parents, they're probably getting sick all the time, but they're getting a lot more immunity to things. I'm not getting as sick because I'm not around kids all the time. There's probably a lot of stuff going around that I'm not prepared for, that, you know, other parents have gotten immunities to over the last couple of years, like recent sicknesses that have been going around. Luckily, I'm not in any musicals right now. The worst part is, like, coming up, you know, being worried about getting sick and losing your voice. Sanitizer becomes like water too, yeah. I give a big cut between where there's body and where the fur is. And I'm not even going to use this part of the body, I'm just going to cut out the fur from this. We only used the body as a base to start building from. This is looking a little bit too symmetrical too, so... You're wondering if it should be more crystalline, like kind of do that same pattern that I did to it? That could be cool. Do I know about Tails Doll? Yeah, Tails Doll is on my list of things to maybe make. I'm kind of cutting deep and then I'm smoothing it out to kind of give that feel of an indentation. What I don't like about this part right here is it looks like two of the exact same shape. So at this point, I'm going to take off symmetry. There we go. I'm just going to move certain parts to be asymmetrical, like this part up this way. I'm also going to move this forward a bit because I'm afraid of it touching the head when it's made into the final piece. Push up these parts, push down this part. And let's try, who was it who said that? Who said it should be kind of crystalline? I don't see it now. Oh, there was Tomato is JP. Let's try that. Let's, oops. See what happens if we just kind of flatten these edges in a cool way. To kind of make it stylized. Like, it's still fur, but it's almost like you said, crystalline. So it kind of fits in that same feeling of those rocky parts that we've got. It might not even like look crystalline in the print or something, but it'll kind of have just that same design language to it in a way, maybe like stylistically. This one I'm going to try to really push this down so it's not as prominent, and I want to try to make it so it doesn't look mirrored. That's why we have symmetry off now. Yeah, I think that's looking cool. Great idea, Tomato. It's kind of giving it that certain style to it, you know? I would have never thought to do that if you didn't suggest it, though, so credit Tomato for this. Alright, cool. And one last thing I'm going to do is really go in and increase the depth of these gaps because I'm afraid of them not showing in the 3D print. They look good where they are right now, but I just want to get these a little deeper just to make sure that we have them show up in the 3D print. And I'm also going to go into these a little bit and just give them more of a line. They separate from the other pieces just a little bit. Well, that's interesting. I can use the right-click button. Instead of, to rotate, you have to click somewhere off of it. But this is handy, just being able to be anywhere in the model and use a right-click to do it. Learning something new every day. I first started using ZBrush like 15 years ago, but I do not use it day to day like I do Maya. So it's not as surprising when I find out something new about ZBrush as it is when I learned that other thing about Maya that I was stoked about. Okay, I think I'm done noodling on that. It's pretty cool, like a mix between fur and crystal. I said I was done noodling, but I just saw this little bit right here that I would like to make a little sharper. Yeah, cool. It's kind of an otherworldly look to it. I love it. What I need to do is try to separate these two, because now this sculpt on the body is not good. The reason it's not good is I dynameshed it so it lost detail, but we have the other body here still. So here it is without... Oh, what? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so here it is without, and then here's just the whole body with it. What we'll do is just kind of delete... Let's save this, by the way. How do I want to do this? Maybe I want to do it in Maya. Yeah, I'm just going to do that in Maya, because I got to cut off the back and the tail, too. There's going to be a lot of parts that you'll have to glue together, but I think that'll be fine. Did I at some point look at this and think that I might make parts of him transparent? I feel like I have a memory of that when we were looking at reference. Can't remember. You know what? Just to make him a little more accurate to the game model, I'm going to pull parts of this out. It's like this part would just to get slightly closer proportions so that we can know. I also didn't make these parts come out as much, but I think this is better for the toy. Because it would just kind of be too pointy and fragile if I did that. Yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, I know the diamond coming out of the hand, but I was just thinking that there was something else I was thinking of. Anyway, let's export these. Well, first of all, I'm going to save again. And then I'm going to save it as another file because there's no way to undo dynameshing, to my knowledge. Or not dynamesh, decimated. Ooh, nice. Made a couple more sales on Etsy. Yeah, we didn't sell out right away. In fact, I think it's still up. I think because I only announced it on Discord. So if anybody's watching and it's not on the Discord and doesn't know we have a sale up right now, it is going on right now. We restocked Shadow Lancelots. We have kits and fully painted versions. And the fully painted includes coming with the toy itself. All assembled. Ooh, awesome, fandom. Oh man, I'm pretty tired. I got good sleep last night. I wasn't getting good sleep when I was working on stop motion. Some of those I was staying up till 3 or 4. I think I had 3 or 4 nights of being up until 3 or 4. Because I just trying to get it done. I thought it would be so good for the channel. I was like, yeah, let's just knock this out. Let's get it out for Friday. I'm happy with the work, though. But there's not much happening on the screen right now. I'm basically going through and I'm selecting Decimate, and I'm waiting for that to happen. Did this one already do it? Oh yeah, it looks like this one may have already done it. Let me double check. It doesn't look decimated to me. Yeah, I don't think this is decimated. Maybe I misclicked something. All it says up here is just reading Go Z file. It's acting like it's decimated. Maybe it is. It's hard to tell. Edges got kind of weird, but I think it'll print fine. Oh, guys, I want to do this real quick because I forgot. Somebody mentioned that there's actually cracks in the eyes, and they were right. So we're just going to do some quick cracks to the eyes. Oh, and yeah, here's where I... Some people were asking for eyes looking different ways with this. Let's not export the head yet. Let me export everything else. Oh, that's all I needed, actually. Yeah, so let's just work on the head now. So the eyes. Which way do you guys want the eyes facing? I was thinking just straight forward for this guy. Yeah, because Rouge I made with a specific pose, and I think that's good for her, so she has character, but I don't think every character is right for that. Oh, but you know what I need to do? I need to open the other project, because this is the file where I decimated stuff. Is that too much? Does that go too far in? Or I think that looks kind of cool. Oh no, the toy goes pretty far in, actually. Do you want to keep them mostly to the outside? Yeah, it looks cool. So what I am going to do is I'm going to duplicate this in case I want to do other sets of eyes, but I'm happy as this is, just in case. And now we will put symmetry back on. Now, what do we think? Like, roughly that much? Ooh, that was a nice circle right off the bat. What do you guys think about that spacing? That captures character? It looks just like the toy. Maybe the toy has them a little lower. Well, compared to the toy, they're about the same height. I kind of like that one shape. I just went like this real quick, and it actually was a good shape. And then remind me, do you guys like pupils being built into them so you know where to paint? Or do you like doing your own pupils? I think I would rather have a specific spot for pupils that I could control. Just the problem with that is... Oh, actually, I kind of like what I've done there with the first strokes that I did. You like, yeah, yes to the spot. I just worry that if this looks like a good size to me, but I wonder if it's the line that looks good to me. Like, if I were to paint this, would this pupil now be too small? I don't know. I think I kind of like where it is right now. What's up, Snap Productions? Yeah, I think I like what I got here, and I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit by digging in a lot further in just a very small line, just to help accentuate that, and then I'm going to pinch the corners so I have a harder edge. Get real nice in here. Real nice. And then we'll use the pinch tool. And I'll take these edges and oops, just really try to get the edges because I don't want it to be too round, you know. I want to make sure that these... Oh! Come on. Oh, maybe the flattening tool will be appropriate here. Yeah, this will, instead of pinching the edges, I'll flatten these and it'll give me that hard edge that I want. Kind of. See what I'm talking about? See, like, instead of just having a round bit there, I want these to be kind of flat. that's looking cool. Good question. Do I sand your Sonic figures before painting? I sand them to take off supports. And quick note to anybody who might buy: we're not sanding it. We're trying out not sanding them because, you know, if you buy it, you know, you're gonna have like 10 minutes of sanding. When we do it for everybody, it just takes so much time to sand. So we're trying out doing sales without sanding the support, like where you take off the supports. Like this guy, he has some big supports. Hard to see, but this would need to be sanded down a lot. We're selling them. We're distributing the work. Like it's kind of an easy thing to do if you're just doing one, but when you're trying to do batch them all, it really kept us from being able to do a lot of sales. So to be faster at sales, we're selling them without. But no, I don't generally sand the surfaces. I go straight to priming. I have a great new primer, guys. Let me actually... It's so important because I like this primer so much. I want to actually go grab it from upstairs and show you because it's really good. Oh, thank you, Highwell. Yeah, and I have had success with painting directly on it, too. So let me show you this primer. I have a couple primers I want to show you for different reasons. I was using a Citadel primer, and I ran out of that. And that was kind of the best one that I found, but I didn't like it because it was very chalky. It left a lot of dust. I always felt like I needed to wash it off before painting it. This is the new stuff that was recommended to me when I went to go buy more. It's called Color Forge, and it's spelled like the UK version, C-O-L-O-U-R. Color Forge Standard Gray. And then when I buy another can of this, I'm going to buy the lighter gray. There were two grays. So I actually like... This one's just a bit too dark. It affects the color. But it's heavy. You can feel like there's a lot of product in here for the same price of less with the Citadel. I mean, this was still $18.50 just for a can of it. But it works so well. It just covers right away. I love it. And then this is... You know, Fandom just mentioned Rust-Oleum. This is filler primer. Sometimes I use this on my models, but I try not to because it will fill in gaps. What I really use it for is FDM prints. So my big FDM prints, this will fill in layers in between, you know, the 3D print layers, and then you sand it, and it kind of stays in those gaps and helps smooth out your FDM prints really well. Yeah, I want to show those two primers because that's what I use for the two different purposes. I think I am going to be ending the stream soon because I think Bailey Source is... She was asking if I was done soon. I think maybe she's wanting to get dinner. And I'm a bit hungry myself. So let's just finish up what I got here. I want to take away this crack here. See this crack? It's touching too much here now that I've done the eyes. So I went down to the lowest detail level. I'm going to just fill that in with the clay brush tool, then smooth it. And now watch this. When I go back up to the highest detail layer, you know, it's going to keep adding more from those detail layers, but each time I'll just fill that in. By the time I get to this highest detail layer, I'm smoothing it out. Look, nice and smooth again. Oh, crap. I had symmetry on. But it didn't seem to be a problem. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I didn't mean to leave symmetry on, but sure enough, it was just fine. What's this? It looks like we got some weird banding here. It looks like it's just an issue with the rendering. Yeah, so here we are with our eyes. I like that. I'm pretty happy with it. You can't see. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Stupid. Why did I do that? I might stream tomorrow. I might paint Cyclone. We'll see. Yeah, I can show the last two last two tattoos you sent. These are all pretty blurry. You should try to get some less blurry ones. That's cool, the Sonic logo, nice. And it looks like Neo Metal. Very cool. Please stream around 4 to 5 p.m. EST. Yeah, if I do stream, I will keep that in mind. Yeah, way cool. I love the... Oh yeah, there's cream. The boss arena for Mephiles? I'm trying to think of what I might want the boss arena for Mephiles. I don't think I can think of anything that I particularly want. Man, that is way cool that he has all those tattoos. How many characters does he have total? Oh, is the Omachow head at the bottom? I don't see it yet. Maybe it's in a different one. Oh yeah, there's, see the metal rendering. Or not the metal, like the reflection of the environment in the Sonic logo there. The rendering of that's by rendering I mean like the term render you can use for drawing and stuff, like how you render something, not like rendering on a computer. It said rendering cream or under cream. I don't see Omachow yet. You mean under down or under to the right, like under her feet, like right here? Head, bottom. Oh, maybe it's that part right there. Yeah, someone says check custom toy showcase. Let's see. Check it out. Yeah, Element doing some painting on some low poly heads. Nice. Looks like it was a lot of, you could do very, very sharp lines here. Did you mask it off or is that a separate piece right there? Nice, I like that shade of blue. It's pretty cool. Now this is, which one is this from? What game? It's not Sonic R, is it? Yeah, way cool, dude. Sonic R, cool. Yeah, good work. Alright, we are getting there with this guy. Let me send a... I think now would be a good stopping point before I get started on the hands. Let's see. Yeah, everybody go check out my newest video, the stop motion video, if you haven't already. That was a lot of work. What was I gonna say? Oh, I almost was about to start ending the stream without reading everybody's names. Let's pull that up. Ah. Yeah, I'm getting pretty hungry. We got Highwell Plays, Fandom Lover, Lightning Jaden the Hedgehog, Fortner Dude, Pichu Sonic, Tomato is JP. Looks like I'm tired too. Shoot. Sparkle 404. YBZ. SNXAP Productions. Chaos Element, Mess of a Desk. And did I say Fandom Lover? And Chapas, of course. I feel like I'm so tired that I missed some names. But yeah, we are getting close to done with Mephiles. I'm actually really liking how he's looking. Let's get the foot showing. Yeah, so here's all the pieces we got so far. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this, guys. I think this is going to look good. We're going to have a bunch of hands. We're going to do the thing with the gem. Oh, ramen sounds good. Let's see what we get today. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. No energy. I was running around, getting hit with balloons, kneeling down, playing with cars, and trying to reach over. So I feel like I've done a lot of stretching today. Well, thank you very much, fandom, and thank you, fandom. I'm responding specifically to what you just said, and thank you to everybody for joining the stream. I appreciate it. I may or may not stream tomorrow. We'll see. But if I do, I will try to aim for what Chapas said, which is 4 to 5 EST, which for me would be 2 to 3 PST. No, 1 to 2 PST. So yeah, kind of like the same time as usual. I'll try to remember. And otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Take care.